Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another post figure review. We have here the McFarlane Toys Marvel Collection Wave 2 Spider-Man, Magneto, and Green Goblin. So Magneto is a regular release. Let me get these big old boxes out of the way. So Magneto is a regular release there. It is the 1/10 scale posed figure, which is essentially a statue based on some cover artwork. So this one is inspired by X-Men issue number 1. You can see Magneto there looking really cool, and there's the actual cover of the issue there, looking awesome. We get the Green Goblin, which is actually a McFarlane Platinum Edition. So essentially it is a chase figure, chase statue, chase pose figure. And essentially what this is, it's one that you can't really order online. This is one that you're going to end up going into the stores. Now, what the difference is between Platinum Editions and all of that, McFarlane, they actually mentioned at New York Comic Con that Platinum Editions will typically be like a color variant, and that there's going to be different like colors to the Platinum. There's going to be, I think, the regular silver, then there's going to be a red, and there's going to be a gold. Red's going to be extremely rare. I think gold will be a little bit more rare, where it might be a different color. So I think in this instance, we're Green Goblin. As of right now, we got the regular Platinum Edition. I think this is going to be kind of that gold situation, or maybe it's the red situation. I forget the color combinations. But it's one that you're going to have to go out into stores to find. So I don't know if it's encouraging people to shop big box retail or what it is. Because Magneto you can get online. The Spider-Man, I don't know if you can get online because that one is a gold label, and we'll get to that. But anyway, Green Goblin here from the cover of the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 312. And then here we get the cover artwork there. You got Hobgoblin and you got Spider-Man. This one looks absolutely incredible. I'm very excited to show you guys that one there. And then we have here Spider-Man, and then this one is a gold label. I believe this one is an exclusive to Target. I've seen this one at Target. There's two different ones. There's one with an extremely light blue, different pose that is Target exclusive, and then there is this one, which is, again, also a Target exclusive. This is be like a Wave 2, even though the barcode does say Wave 1, but it says Wave 1 for Magneto and Green Goblin too, so it's a little confusing. But this is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 68, so there you have the cover artwork there, and you could see the posed figure right in there. Big shout out and thank you to McFarlane Toys for actually sending these out to me so I can check them out and review for you guys. Very cool that they did that, so I'm excited to check them out. So I'm going to go ahead and take all three of these out of the boxes. And then we're going to take a look at how they display, because they are posed figures. You're not going to be able to articulate them around and whatnot, but I am excited to check them out and show you guys what they're all about. So let's do it. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If it's your first time here, welcome to MCU Collector 24. I do a lot of action figure reviews, and I try to post as often as I possibly can. If you've seen any of my reviews before, welcome back. Hopefully you've hit that subscribe button, but if you haven't, make sure to hit it now. I'm hoping to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're getting really, really close. I know we could do it. So again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now. Okay, so we're going to take these statues one at a time. We'll start with Magneto, we'll move on into Spider-Man, and we'll end with Green Goblin, because he's the highlight. He's the coolest looking one by far, for sure. But Magneto is really cool. So here with all of the these posed figures, what you get is you get this corner cardboard diorama-like style piece, just cardboard. You get some panel lining on the outside, which is really cool. But here on the inside, again, it's all an attempt to kind of recreate the comic cover. So here you can see we get a trading card of the comic cover of this, so that's kind of signature McFarlane Toys, getting the trading cards there. But you have this diorama piece. It's thick cardboard, you know, and then you could kind of set it up here in the corner. You could display it like this, where you can have Magneto kind of, you know, displayed like that, or you can do it like this, depending on your shelf space, on, you know, how you kind of want to do it. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys there. So that's really cool. Let's go ahead and zoom in and take a look at the statue itself. These are 1/10 scale, so they're about 7 inches in height. Like if this were an articulated figure, I think it would be more 1/12 scale, like 6-inch figure. But total size-wise, it's supposed to represent kind of a 7-inch figure if it were standing up straight. But in my opinion, it does tend to be a little bit smaller. Like if you compared to like McFarlane Toys, which I don't have one right next to me, it's definitely not quite 7 inches. But let's go in for a closer look at the details, because the highlight of these things is going to be in the paintwork and how incredibly detailed that is. The sculpting itself is going to be quite detailed also. So let's zoom in for all of that. Okay, so here we have Magneto. So taking a close look at it, you can see extremely detailed. The cape itself kind of lift it up. The cape itself is a rubbery style cape, similar to what you would see on an action figure. That's kind of how he's there. Now, Magneto can kind of sway on that metal bar pole that he's on. It's not something to where you can remove it. Oh, I guess you could. You probably shouldn't. You're probably not supposed to. It looks like it was potentially glued in there on the peg hole that's in there. Like if I can get some light in there, as you can see. So yeah, you can remove it. He's not going to be able to stand up on it. Well, I take that back. He can because of the design of the cape. But looking at the cape, got some nice, crazy sculpted wrinkles in there. You get some added paintwork in there to bring out the kind of the details of the fold. So that is really cool. But I want to focus on the statue itself. I guess while we have it off, let's go ahead and take a look at the base. You can see Magneto, so his name logo there, which is cool, pretty cool. Looks like we got Asteroid M, so you got some kind of metallic parts in there, some vents and things like that going on. So nice paintwork in there. You get the kind of the brown base, the silvers, and then a nice wash in to kind of bring out the detail. So the paintwork on these guys is really what's going to be great on there. So that's what's really cool. Let's get this back. Let's get this position back on there the way it's supposed to be. So let's plug that in there and kind of force it on. There we go. So now, there we go. We got Magneto back on the stand, and that's where it looks great. Looking at the texture of the suit, you can actually see that there's some texture throughout the suit, which is great. And then we get some awesome paintwork. So we get all that cell shading that's going on in there, which is really cool because that helps bring out, you know, the details of the suit and everything like that. So really, really nice that we get that, because that's what we get, you know, with McFarlane toys. You know, the McFarlane toys of old, right? It was always extremely well detailed sculpts and things like that going in there, and that's no different here. It is a posed figure, which is, you know, no articulation, so it is a statue, but just does look really good with the paintwork. You can see a couple of different spots where, you know, there's a cut where it's a separate piece, like this leg piece. Looks like the legs are separate pieces that are kind of glued together, and of course they have to do that, you know, because it can't be all one sculpt. This arm is a separate piece. But again, looks really good. The cell shading throughout looks really nice. The sculpted detail of the boots, it's all sculpted in there with nice paint detail. So like here you can see there's a little bit of like dry brushing in there. So it's all done really nice. And then looking at Magneto's face, menacing looking, very good. I'm trying to think, does the head turn at all? No, the head does not turn. Oh, it's nice little rubbery detail in the head. So it looks like that, you know, is a separate piece in there. So that's pretty cool. Really good. I think this is definitely one of the ones that stands out for Wave 2. Definitely one of the better ones. He does got some weight to it because that rubber cape in there is pretty heavy. So there we go. You guys let me know what you think of Magneto down in the comments below. On to Spider-Man. Okay, and here we have the Spider-Man in there, and Spider-Man being my favorite character, I got a little bias towards this one. The sculpt of it looks really cool. He's swinging from a web. You get a nice 3D look, you know, with the base, and you got these stands sticking out of it, which is cool, because like the Magneto base was basically just, not flat. I mean, obviously it's got like some layers to it and whatnot, but nothing really sticks out at you. Whereas like the picket signs here at that protest at the school, you know, definitely stick out. So that is actually a really nice touch. Spider-Man you can position his swinging around on that, as that pole does kind of swivel around, so you could move that however you want it. But it looks really good. Again, paint work is really nice. Sculpt work is really nice. Let's go ahead and zoom in and take a closer look at that Spider-Man. Like, just looking at the close-up look at Spider-Man, he just looks good, doesn't he? Yeah, he looks great. I love it. You could see kind of the, you know, where the separate parts are, and obviously you could see the seams. It's nothing too bad or anything like that, but it does look good overall. We get the spider logo on the back there. The web lines are painted nicely. You get some like sculpted wrinkles in the suit, like at his shoulders, so nice attention to detail in there. Really done nicely. You can see the web in there. It's just, you know, soft plastic color. It's kind of translucent, and they kind of give it like a foggy, milky look to it, which is nice. You can see a little bit of dry brushing in Spider-Man to help bring out the details. Good sculpted wrinkles in there. Some cell shading in some areas, you know, on his legs and his torso and stuff, and that looks really good. Web line paint work is really good on the legs, the boots, so that is all nicely done, as you can see there. So really like the way it looks. So came out really, really nice. And again, you kind of just swivel around on there, which is really good. You know, being able to do that. It does add a little bit of nice, funness to it, and you could kind of change up, you know, how you position them on the display and things like that if that's what you wanted to do. So again, nice touch to it there. I didn't really talk about this, but it's the cardboard diorama piece, as you can see there. It kind of recreates that cover artwork there. They had to, what McFarlane Todd actually talked about, how, you know, on the cover you only see so much on the cover, and so they kind of have to fill in the gaps on some of it. Now on the statue itself, the Spider-Man, you could see full well, like he's there. They really recreate it well. On the Magneto, they obviously had to fill in the rest of his body, and then some of the other things. I think he had talked about kind of the 1/6 scale Wolverine, how, you know, the cover only really shows a close-up of his face, a little bit of his upper body, but they had to do the full body there, so, you know, they have to take some liberties in doing that. And so for the background here, I don't know what this archway is, if that's part of like the school, or if that's, you know, particular building in New York, or how that is. I'm not really sure, but we have that there. And then looking at the cover artwork, you could see some of the signs, like a low rent dorm is one of them. And then I don't know if it's here. I don't see it in the cover, but one of the signs says students demand dorm reform. Maybe that's from a panel, but I don't see that actual sign in the cover. But then the one that says don't stall anymore is there definitely, but that's in a yellow sign there, and they went blue on there. Not a big deal at all, but it's pretty cool. You can see the Amazing Spider-Man logo there on that plate. So that is pretty cool. I like the 3D detail to it. The base itself is obviously just kind of a flat piece, but you know, it's definitely a nice touch there. So that is the Spider-Man. Now let's go ahead and check out the Green Goblin. Oh yeah, here we go. We've got the Platinum Edition Green Goblin. This one is good. The details are great on all of these. Absolutely, they look really good. But this Green Goblin, something about it is just really, really nice. And it's not like overly detailed compared to any of the others. I think they all get the same amount of love. Spider-Man's suit is a little bit less textured, so that obviously plays a factor in it. So Green Goblin, because, you know, he's got the scales on there, he's got the glider, just really, really cool. So when we zoom in on this, you're really going to love it. But looking at kind of the diorama piece there, you get some Spider-Man web going in there, you get the blast smoke trail for Green Goblin's glider, and then you kind of get the Manhattan skyline in there, so that is pretty cool. The outside of it, again, you just get that same comic panel artwork there. This one is significantly larger than Spider-Man. Spider-Man's backdrop was pretty small, as you can see there. Like, size-wise, not a whole lot going on for Spider-Man's. I'm not sure why his was significantly smaller. I guess it didn't really need to be bigger. Taller would have been nice. The Magneto one does have some decent size to it. The Magneto one, about the same size there as the Green Goblin, so we get some good size in this one. Spider-Man just didn't get as much love for some reason, but he fits nicely on there, and you can position the glider to where, you know, that smoke trail obviously kind of makes sense that it was him. I feel like maybe if it was a little bit lower, it could look a little bit better, but either way, I think it does work and still kind of look good. If you have this Spider-Man, you know, obviously that base doesn't really lend itself to help out with it, but you could have like Spider-Man going in on the attack for Green Goblin, so you can kind of recreate some stuff there. Again, the base isn't really going to match, but maybe if you zoom in on it, you can just get like some Spider-Man attacking Green Goblin action in there. Or if we do something like that, maybe obviously the backdrop wouldn't make sense then, because you get the smoke trail, it can't work behind him. But like if we want to fill in the color of it, you could do something like that. So that could actually be a whole lot of fun there. That's actually, you know what, that looks really good. You could do it like Green Goblin flew around and then he like turned around quickly or something, and that's why you have the smoke trail. I mean, you could fudge it, but I think that actually could work out really good. So you get there. Maybe a different one of the, no, I don't know that the other Spider-Man ones would have made sense. They probably wouldn't. But this does. I think this actually looks great. Okay, back to the Green Goblin. I know I kind of set up that image there, and I thought it looked great. I actually snapped a couple pictures. Green Goblin's base is very different. You still get the nameplate on there, the logo there, and then you get this web design printed on the clear base, and then this, you know, spiderweb 3D spiderweb piece there. But the base is the most basic out of all of them, just kind of clear sky. But he's, you know, supposed to be flying, so it's there just to kind of show like, hey, it's the Green Goblin, but you kind of want to see through it because he's up in the sky. So that is a little bit of a difference. You can spin him around on that base as well. But now let's go ahead and zoom in for the close look at the details, because man, he looks great. Okay, so looking at Green Goblin, he's kind of really got that side eye going because he's got that blast effect here that's at the end of his finger there. So that looks really good. So that is great. He's got the sash on there. The sash is kind of a separate piece. It's kind of glued in some areas, so it's really not going anywhere. The satchel, I mean, the man bag. So you can't really do anything there. His feet are glued onto the glider. I was thinking like, oh, why is his foot in the back of the glider? Can you put it, you know, through the foot holder there? But no, that won't work. Nice gunmetal color for the glider, and then you can see that there's actually some silver dry brushing in there to help bring out the details of the glider, which is really a nice touch. I like that there. But the panel work on the glider just looks really, really good. So that's nice there. Little flame paint going on in the back there. And then just really good. We get some textured detail of Green Goblin's suit, his tunic in there, which is great. Nice texture in the boots and the gloves, which is nice. And then the scale mail armor of the Goblin suit is really good. And then you could see the dry brushing in there of that light green to help bring out the details is just really nice. But just look at how menacing his face looks. Really, really great sculpt work in there. The Green Goblin just looks really nice. And I think it's unfortunate that it's a Platinum Edition, that you have to try and find it in store. I've seen it, I think, once for sure in store. I'm trying to think if I saw it a second time. I may have seen it a second time. So I don't know how difficult it really is going to be to find. But it's one of those where hopefully, you know, Target will get a full case type of thing. And I don't really know if Walmart has had these 1/10 scale versions. I've seen the 1/6 scale versions at Walmart, but I haven't seen any of the 1/10 scale. I could be wrong. They could be getting them. I'm just not seeing them. I don't go to Walmart very often, but I go to Target, you know, quite a bit. And again, that's where I've seen Green Goblin, along with like Miles Morales. I've seen Venom. So all the other Wave 2 ones have been in there. But Green Goblin, in my opinion, is definitely the best looking one. So if you're able to find one, I think, you know, he's definitely the one to pick up. You know, these retail for $29.99, not too bad. I'll have links in the video description below to like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store, Amazon for the other ones that you can get. Again, Green Goblin, it being the Platinum Edition, it's not one that you're going to be able to easily just find online unless you go to eBay, but I don't know what prices people are going to try and sell them for there. So just something to think about. Okay, so that is the review of the 1/10 scale posed figures by McFarlane Toys in the Marvel collection. So Wave 2, Gold Label Target exclusive Spider-Man, the Platinum Edition Chase Green Goblin, and the regular release Magneto. Some awesome posed figures, crazy sculpt detail. I'm not much of a statue guy, I'm an action figure guy, but I know that there's a few folks in there that love and collect statues and have the space for them. For me, I'm an action figure guy, but these could help fill the void in some areas of your collection, or if you have different display options that you have going for you guys. So there's definitely a place for these in people's collections. But you guys give me your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of Magneto? What do you think of Spider-Man? What do you think of Green Goblin? Have you seen these out in the stores? Which ones are you guys looking to pick up? The Venom 1/10 scale looks pretty awesome. I was very tempted to get that one. I almost picked it up. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. Which one is your favorite? Which one do you think I should pick up? What do you think? Is there one that you'd like to see me review? You guys let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of them. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching. And again, big shout out and thank you to McFarlane Toys for sending these out my way so I can review for you guys.